So what you just saw there was an altercation between Joe Biden and a Detroit auto worker earlier today. They were having a discussion about Joe Biden and his support or lack thereof for the Second Amendment. And the conversation got heated. And at one point, around 10 seconds or so in, Joe Biden puts his finger in the face of that auto worker, very close to that man's face. And the person responds, he objects, and Joe Biden, in response to that reasonable objection, says that he's going to slap him in his face. And then Joe Biden exits to go talk to somebody else. That is unacceptable. I don't care what that man's viewpoints are. I don't care that he disagrees with the vice president or that he agrees with him. At the end of the day, you do not address voters like that in that context. Joe Biden, again, former vice president, former senator, is the frontrunner for the Democratic nomination, and according to most polls, is the frontrunner to be the next president of the United States, the most powerful person in the entire world. And he's talking to voters like that. Again, I don't care if you feel the man was being unfair to Joe Biden regarding his position on the Second Amendment. The man was asking questions, and he was being more or less respectful. He was passionate, as a lot of voters are, about a lot of issues that matter to them, but I don't think anything he did warranted Joe Biden reacting in such a manner. And if the man truly was being disrespectful or made Biden feel unsafe or made Biden feel attacked, then the response from Joe Biden isn't to threaten to slap him in the face, but to exit the conversation quickly, quietly, without incident. Joe Biden failed in politics 101 there, in voter schmoozing 101 there. This is a man that wants to be president, and he's threatening voters. He's threatening people in Michigan. He's threatening somebody who is literally dressed in the garb of a working class Joe. It is terrible political imagery, and it shows that Joe Biden has a fundamental disdain for the average voter, because this isn't the first time Biden has done something like this. Biden has often violated the personal space of regular voters, women especially, but not exclusively. He's often done this sort of thing to men when men have disagreed with him at rallies as well. And Biden has often combined this sort of thing with the whole remark that if you don't like me, go vote for somebody else. If you don't like my climate plan, go vote for Bernie. If you don't like X, vote for Trump, which is sort of this argument that, Biden's 100% set in his ways. He's not willing to listen to the voters. He's not willing to listen to citizens. He's not willing to take in multiple perspectives. And if you don't like that, go vote for the other guy. Well, don't be surprised, Joe, when they do go vote for the other guy, because the other guy will at least pretend to listen from time to time. Even Donald Trump will pretend to listen from time to time. He'll at least lie to people. Joe Biden in this moment shows why he is not fit to actually be heading the Democratic ticket. Joe Biden here has his position. I get his point of view. Maybe I agree with Joe Biden more on this particular issue than the man he was talking to. But the way Biden talked to him, the way he violated his personal space, the way he threatened him with a slap on the face is woefully inappropriate. It's politically tone deaf, and it will be used, I guarantee you, by Donald Trump, by Republicans, by people who defend the Second Amendment in disingenuous ways, as a tool against Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. And if you want to talk about a key swing state and a key demographic, there is perhaps no more of a swing state, swing demographic voter as that sort of man. A white man, working class, union member who is concerned about certain elements of Biden's program and may be persuaded to vote for either side depending on how he is addressed in that moment. That is how Biden loses this election. Again, Bernie Sanders isn't perfect, but Bernie Sanders last night went on to Fox News, talked to a room of people who are probably more like that man than like Joe Biden or like a typical Democrat. But Bernie Sanders won those people over. He didn't get into anyone's personal space. He didn't threaten to slap anyone in the face. And he got them to agree that Medicare for all is not radical, that universal education at the post-secondary level, university and college, is not radical, and that a $15 minimum wage is not radical. And by the end of the night, they were booing the Fox News hosts and they were cheering him. No slaps required. Who do you want on your ticket? Today is such a huge decision day. It's the Michigan primary. There are other primaries, but Michigan is the bellwether in this moment. Who do you want on your ticket? A person that goes into the lion's den on Fox News to win over Republicans, or a person that when faced with a voter who disagrees with them, threatens to slap them in the face? It's a goddamn easy decision. Make the right one, Democratic voters.